Hello there, good morning, welcome to the semifinals of the Dominion Online Championship Consolation bracket between bbetil and Naesala. Consolation bracket is a thing that we've done the past couple years, wherein if you lose in the first two rounds of the tournament, you can enter a separate single elimination bracket. It's not a full double elimination thing, or it's not in total a full double elimination system, but the first two round losers enter another bracket to compete. That way everybody gets to play at least two matches if they want to, possibly quite a few more. This year we had a number of quite strong players enter the consolation bracket because we had some earlier losses. We had, I think, two top 8 seeds from the main bracket, Kazumaru and Yurikakome, enter. They've both been eliminated from the consolation bracket at this point, so you can tell we really had quite a strong field. bbetil, in fact, defeated Kazumaru in their previous match. And on the other side of the bracket, Yurikakome has also already been eliminated. The other side of the bracket isn't quite as far along, with El Taco waiting for an opponent. El Taco was a person I faced in the second round of the tournament, so they're quite good as well. And that's partly why they were able to go into the consolation bracket. Anyway, that's kind of where we are right now. And the winner of the consolation bracket gets like a 6-month subscription to Dominion.games, so they get a little prize as well. So it looks like we've got Ferried Marquee, and then a remodel opening, or Fairy Magpie for bbetil, remodel Magpie. Remodel nothing from Naesala, which the 5s aren't. I don't know, actually. I don't super love the remodel, even though the 4 is fine. Remodel just kind of sucks in the general case, but it's not super crazy. Putting the fairy target so early, a little weird to me, but bbetil also has the remodel. Eventually, you can do bank stuff, which should be pretty good. Marquee and bank are quite friendly. You can even do some Oasis stuff with Marquee to kind of mitigate the Oasis thing and not have so much discard from the Marquee, but that's really only if you draw a $3 or you have loose money from a buy. Otherwise, the Oasis are pretty irrelevant. Second remodel, that can't be good. I don't think. You don't have any draw. I don't get it. I mean, I guess it's thinning since you have the Fairy Harbor Villages, but I'm not convinced. I remain unconvinced. We'll see. Right now, bbetil looks just miles ahead. bbetil can get a bank here. Ought to get a bank here. Not a bank, never mind. I'm very confused on the price points. You get a pirate, though. Pirate gains anything, right? Or no, it's up to 6. Never mind. Never mind. We'll be able to buy a bank. I was thinking could gain and play it, but that's not in the cards at all. It could be anybody. We have no idea, Strom. I woke up, so I put in a commentary request for this match because it's being played at 7 a.m. my time. Nobody took me up on it. So I set an alarm for 6:45, and I was just gonna look at the Discord, you know, kind of hoping and praying that somebody would have agreed to have done it, and I would just go back to sleep. Because I've been this is a bit off from my current sleep schedule. But no one had done it, so I just got up. Because I'm gonna try and get at least somebody to talk for all the semifinals and finals of Consolation. Pirate? No, get a bank. Also, who cares about the... I mean, I guess it's nice to remodel. I mean, remodel Copper to Harbor Village is a nice move, but not that nice. I mean, it's fine. It's just good to keep people honest, Iris. I have no idea what prompted that, but nonetheless, I support it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the direction of everything here is fine from, I guess, both players, but the practical achievements of the decks so far have been limited. I mean, you can gain farms with Pirate. Wow. Finally. No, I mean, it's I guess you can remodel golds. I don't know. It's you have plus buy and a plus buy on a super drawer, and you have bank. Boom. That's a deck. You don't even have to worry about it. Please, like, you have 8 here. This is great. Player Pirate, that's cool. Remodel the Copper to Harbor Village, that's fine. And then buy Bank and Harbor Village. And if you decide you really, really want a second pirate, then you can just remodel your gold into a pirate next turn if you draw a deck. You get so much money from bank here. You just get so much. Or you can remodel a magpie. You don't need 6 magpies or 7 magpies. That's crazy. You can remodel it right now even. Yeah, that looks great. Please buy a bank. Thank you. No, but buy a Harbor Village. I mean, the Oasis is more money, but I would be a little bit worried about the consistency aspects. And you had enough money, right? Yeah, well, obviously Harbor Village is cheaper than Oasis, so you had enough money. It's just a consistency game. Your payload is, you can get it. I mean, the dollar from the Oasis, maybe it'll matter here, but I would be kind of surprised if it matters too much. And drawing or not drawing matters a ton. the good news here, at least for bbetil, is if they find the marquee, then they can remodel that gold into a bank, which is nice. But anyway, bbetil was winning. I don't think they are anymore, and I think it was a couple of buys turns, and maybe I was underestimating Naesala's deck. But this has now gotten out of hand in the direction that I wanted it to go, but not the player who I thought was going to be able the first to do it. $26. Look how many dollars that is. It's in fact so many dollars. I'd have to think about what bbetil can do on their turn, but I'm not. This is the kind of thing you're asking for with the double province there. The marquee I think is fine, but I would have added the harbor villages. Well, anyway, bbetil also didn't really go anywhere. No, that's the... Anyway. So Naesala will just win on his turn. Unless well, bbetil doesn't have any banks, so no shot for bbetil this turn. The Oases are still so crazy to me. It's like one of those things. It's almost like I think of it as tunnel syndrome, which is that because there's a way to activate the thing, that means that you should do it. Like you should pursue the cards that let you do it. And of course there are points in these games where Oasis can be a reasonable buy. But I have a really hard time seeing the numbers from them over the harbor villages. But it's like, oh, the harbor village can activate Oasis, so we need to get Oasis so we can get the buck. But who cares about the buck? It's not worth anything. You have to play for a dud here as bbetil, so it actually doesn't matter. I mean, it's fine to lower the provinces in some fashion. I would have probably just remodeled the golden bottom bank, but this is fine. You have to play for the dud. We could see the hand, so we knew it wouldn't work out, but it's not wrong. It's just not going to work. Naesala can easily finish the provinces. Didn't even need to mill the one. Could have got a duchy. Could have got a duchy from the pirate. All right. Well, I'm glad Bank ultimately won. That's nice to see. I think that the payload direction from Naesala is much better there. This is the format of this match is all of the championship matches, so it'll be first to 3.5. Naesala takes game 1. Also a second player, so that's promising for Naesala. Now we have this kingdom, which has kind of weird draw. It's actually not clear how much you can keep the draw up at all. This is just remodel day, I guess. I don't think it's a very good opener here either. I mean, if you're lucky, it's good. I mean, the raises are okay. I mean, the fishermen and the raises, the fishermen's are potential, but are okay, are pretty good, and the raises are okay. I guess it's fine. All right, okay, it's fine. There's nothing, the fives don't matter so much in the opening, so it's not actually, it's relatively reasonable. I do think preferentially what bbetil just did, preferentially trashing the copper instead of the estate, presumably because the estates are better raise targets. I do think that's a little bit fancy play, because you can still just draw the estates without raises on the next shuffle and be a little bit sad. So I don't super love that. It can work out. I mean, it on the best shuffles, it's certainly better. So we'll see if this estate trash from the raise on bbetil's turn reveals another estate. It's gonna start to look pretty good. But we'll see. And the fisherman could still find one. Yeah, it's not, again, like I said, it's not unreasonable. And it may not matter too much, but. My gut is not to do it, but I wouldn't swear to it. This is a thing where the raises also hurt your fisherman chances a bit. The town is fine, but also it does not matter here. I don't think you're never gonna play a bunch of plus actions. So it's not really clear, to me at least, what you're even building towards. Because ultimately there's just not, you might as well take a gold here. Yeah, I like that. You already had something in the discard, so it didn't affect the fisherman pricing, and gold looks to be just a very good card here, actually. Yeah, you can get away with some scrounges here due to the raises if you're bbetil. I think that's a pretty good scrounge there. Naesala is going to be pretty notably ahead, I think, just in kind of ability to at least spike to 8. I think the trashing, of course, is a little bit weaker for Naesala, so maybe a little more prone to the worse hands, to a little weaker hands, but more scrounge action. We'll see if, I was kind of interested in that. We'll see if this scrounge angle pays out for bbetil. If you can keep, it's just hard to draw everything in the right order, but if you can do it and you raise the estates over and over again, you can get the 5s cheaper, which may let you do some apprentice stuff, which is basically what bbetil is shooting for here. And I think that's the more exciting thing for sure here. I think you play the fisherman first there. You get a little more info. You got to blow something up, yeah. Whether it's the town or the remodel. I might have opted for the town there as the blow up, but see, this is not great. If you're self-trashing the raise, you're not really going super far. This is a little wheel spinny in the end. We didn't get a whole lot out of it. We may see another double scrounge. There must be at least two. Yeah, there's still a bunch of estates. We lost, oh, not even plus buy. Never mind. Double scrounge, not happening. You just don't have fuel for the apprentices. And you're not actually that thin. Not for the amount of draw you have anyway. You can play the Bard first and get a little more information and then decide about the remodel. Okay. I mean, that's interesting that they did the play order that way, because that's not what I was thinking, but they did have a boon where their play order was much better. And there were at least, I don't know, I'm not tracking the boons, but there are at least some where that order works out better because it let them get the fisherman. I don't know if field or forest or like Sea's Gift are in there, or if they'll just take the flame and see, they would have hit 8. They would have hit 8, which I think they would have, or Naesala would have been happy to just take the province, but they got a copper trash out of it anyway. Specialist raise. I don't know. I guess Naesala can always play the specialists on the golds, so having the more specialists isn't so terrible, even though Naesala doesn't have like a super actiony deck. There are enough in there that the specialists are okay. I mean, surely you're taking the expand, otherwise why did you buy it? Yeah, this is, I just don't, like I said, for bbetils, I don't know how you fuel the apprentices. You have to have it's not impossible in like an economic sense, I guess. If you have like a really tight deck, you can probably add stuff of a high enough cost that when you trash it the next turn, you do get more money back out of it than you put into it, but it's not a lot, and it's not a lot. Is all I'll say, I guess. But maybe it's enough, because Naesala hasn't like built up a nice lead or anything here. And this is where we're seeing the issues with the specialists. Though they are going to hit 8 via this gold thing. I don't think you needed a specialist there, though I guess it probably didn't matter. We obviously didn't really care about the plus action. You also, well, you did get to gain the raise back. Okay, so I guess bbetil's plan is to fuel via specialist gains. That actually could work, but you do need more specialists. Yeah, that like expands, specialist gain and expand probably is big enough. That's a 7 gain is probably enough to fuel the apprentice draw. You still have to get a little lucky to pair stuff in the right order, but that could be a thing for sure. They'll have to play this a little carefully though to figure it all out. but you can remodel or expand rather the stuff, like the fishermen or the estates you're gaining. Yeah, Naesala might be cooked here. This is such an early point to play the expand. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And we're gonna see an apprenticed fisherman. I mean, that was the idea there. Yeah, it looks pretty good actually. That looks pretty good. Gain another specialist. But now you have to play the town. I might have played one of the towns for actions, even though it was going to draw nothing first, but it's okay. You might as well gain it. I mean, I don't think you need the plus action. Yeah. Interesting. You also kind of 6 is kind of nice to hit here if you can hit it. I mean, you can hit it if you do it. This expand kind of doesn't get used here. I mean, you could use it. So the question is, do you like scrounge double specialist? I'm probably 1 apprentice. Well, you have 3. Still maybe 1 apprentice. You can always blow it up if you don't use it. So maybe 1 apprentice and 1 specialist. They get double apprentice. I can support that a little bit as well. But yeah, bbetil can kind of just hold. Naesala is never going to have double province threat. So bbetil can kind of just hang out until the provinces are at 4 and then win. Would be my guess. They have the guides down, or a guide down, so you can kind of check the you can always kind of just check in on the draw each turn. There's not really going to be 3. See, I would wait. I think it's okay. I mean, I guess unless you know you can make the win this turn, then it's also totally fine. If you know you can win right now, then that's fine as well. I don't think that's pure yet, but otherwise I don't super love getting the province this turn, but it's one is okay. 2 I'm even less interested in, but whatever. It's gonna work. All right, I was wrong. I kind of missed the specialist expand specifically as fuel interaction. Does it win this turn? I don't think. It's gotta be kind of close, but I'm not sure it's there. Like if you could mill, I don't think it's quite there. So I would certainly not lose the apprentices or the expand. You know, I would just hold stuff until next turn, and then I wouldn't even. You don't even really need to scrounge. I would just buy the 5s straight out. I really dislike this expand because, again, you're already super in target of being able to end it the next turn. Just add a specialist or add a apprentice or whatever. There's no reason to lose this one to get a province now. it just makes it a little harder to kick off. Yeah, I honestly think you can just stop your turn here. I mean, play the town for whatever, but... Oh yeah, there's also Seize the Day. Easy, this is like an easy apprentice. The province just win right now. Yeah. This is really nice. This is really nice. I think both games, the winner has outplayed the other one, at least in the sense of payload. The early games from both players were somewhat similar, but when we got to the middle and then towards the end, very different. And I think the person who made the better use of the board won in both cases. So that's always nice to see. So nice kingdom. I didn't fully appreciate it, but bbetil showed me the light. Another scrounge board. Draw a little closer to conventional here, but still a little weird with Highwaymen. You have to have thrones for village effect, unlike the witches' huts or whatever cartographers may be. War chest looks quite good here, because all of throne, cartographer, and witch's hut are relatively spammable, and you can even certainly stand to take like 2 highwaymen. I don't know if you get into the cutthroat stuff. This is one of those where deck control is a bit of a struggle, I would say, potentially. We'll see if we get Silver Carpenter going for the iron. I guess someone may just also just do a rush on the islands. That's always a possibility. And here there are, you know, certainly piles to empty. You can empty Thrones Ironworks Island pretty easily. Ironworks Island Estate. I don't know if that, how that all pans out. But we'll find out. bbetil, it looks like they're playing a rush. And if Naesala, the replace plays fine with the kind of the rushy style deck as well. So we may not see any of this draw engine come to light at all. It's certainly looking like it's not going to happen. So we're right in there on the Ironworks. I'm a little curious. I'm not completely convinced you can't get the other thing set up in time, but I certainly see the appeal of the rush. And if it looks like your opponent's going to mirror you and you feel like you have a little bit of an edge in it, then it looks quite nice. Cutthroat. Cutthroat's really weird because when is it gonna get activated for the loot? And do you care that much about doing a single militia? That's kind of a weird top deck there. I guess you could scrounge. Did Naesala mean to trash an estate with scrounge? Is that really what they meant to do as far as the play? That's pretty weird. bbetil does need to figure out a way to get to the 3 pile, because this deck isn't like really equipped to do other stuff. But yeah, throne is fine there actually. Okay, so Naesala did open up the cutthroat, but yeah, I think that's what you just have to do is bbetil. Yeah, unfortunately, or Naesala, why throne room? Do you have... What are the odds of getting a hit with the top deck throne room? They can't be that good. This is kind of interesting that bbetil went with the duchy gain. I almost think you scrounge and just double estate. That was really weird top deck from Naesala. This is, of course, a mess anyway, but I mean, you know, it's intentionally a mess on some of the players' parts. Don't really know. Gains another carpenter. Carpenter just doesn't even work towards your end game condition. I don't get it. No, whatever. Like if you're bbetil, you want a 3 pile, so you gotta lower those. You gotta lower those ironworks. Also, if you're just point rushing, maybe it didn't matter. Buy scrounge for nothing. What? That can't be the play. I guess you gotta click the undo quicker or check the trash before you click it. Very nice offer from Naesala. It's pretty funny. This is so weird. If Naesala knows, oh, they just got a silver. I wonder if the last card was a copper, because you could have gone. It wasn't. Okay, so definitely needed to take the silver. This is so weird. This is such a weird game. All right, well, Naesala is definitely gonna win because there's no universe where bbetil can score 4 points anyway. There's no. I mean, I guess they just did it, so maybe I'm full of it. And there are more estates in there though. There's one more. So Naesala can get the last scrounge or the last available scrounge at this point, which is pretty big. Oh, that's the game even. All right. That was funny. That was a funny one. So far we have second advantage. I do not think every choice there was good, but the direction of it I can maybe appreciate as making sense. Here we've got a potentially quite long one if the black market stuff turns out to be good, because you can delay. Well, it's a little hard to get money payload here. But depending on what you pull from the black market, you could really make the conquests make up whatever you needed them to in terms of the in terms of if you fall behind on provinces, but we'll see how much people build. I'm not in love with the Exorcist. Exorcist is such a funny card in the opening. It can be, if you're really lucky, it's a bit like Remodel. If you're really lucky, it's good. If you're not, it can be quite bad. Also, it's, you know, you're playing masquerades with it, and so then you're just losing the estates as well. It's not super compelling in some ways. Nobody's touched Black Market yet, but surely we'll get there. It just seems like a pretty good board for it, even though the Kingdom itself does have like enough stuff to be going on with. And I would kind of imagine eventually Scrying Pools do some things. These are pretty bad reveals. You need villages. Really what you'd like best are thrones. These are also not super good. Den is okay. Old Witch is pretty bad. Spice Merchant is kind of whatever. You like desperately need villages. These are terrible. These are awful. As sanction 2 market squares? Yeah, okay. I was thinking Sanctuary, but I mean, this is not unreasonable. They're losing the mask though, and they don't have. No, Naesala has a counterfeit. They can still clean. This is, oh, bbetil bought the monastery? That's actually kind of crazy. Not gonna lie. You know, these are, the conspirators fine. Still really would like a village probably more than anything. These are pretty bad. These are quite bad. This is actually really funny, at least in terms of what they've gotten from the market so far. It's been really quite weak. I don't actually care about gaining gold too much here. I'm not super interested in that, but I guess it's fine. These are pretty bad. Camel Train's okay, actually. You can exile pools. Well, but you can't. I mean, okay, Camel Train would be okay if you had any plus action, but without plus action, it's pretty bad. It's the only one of those that you might take, though, at this point. I guess you pass the Exorcist. Yeah, you just have to. You could pass the potion, I guess, too. Naesala, I guess the ghost angle. Well, you don't have the Exorcist now. There is a bit of a ghost angle with Market Square. The golds are pretty good fuel for ghosts, and ghost is, I mean, because they're so starved for actions, ghost is pretty good. This is kind of funny because at this point, you could have had I mean, it would be a little masquerade vulnerable, probably. You could have had a pretty clean deck that was playing sanctuaries and golds and buying province each turn. It would be a little bit masquerade scary, maybe, depending on exactly what you got down to. So that maybe is a bit of an issue, but I wonder if Naesala will replace these again. The Apprentice is probably the best thing. I mean, you could get a quarry, I guess, and just get a ton of market squares for the fun of it. Gets the Butcher, it's interesting. I don't understand the Butcher because you don't have the plus action. Unless Naesala is like, I'm done messing around with the black market deck, which is also a possibility. Then you can just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna trash these golds into provinces and start buying them. That's not unreasonable either. You can get up to double province pretty easily here if you're Naesala. If you get the sanctuaries, if your buys are like sanctuary, scrying pool, remodel gold into province, gain a couple golds, and then go from there. These are bad. These are quite bad. bbetil needs to go for the ghost angle for sure. You should just leave gold on top. That's a bad discard by Naesala. Gold's a stop card, just leave it. You're only playing 2 pools, you're better off just leaving it. Yeah, so Naesala is gonna say, forget it. Let's just green. So bbetil is gonna need bbetil is gonna need ghosts, and bbetil is gonna need some attacks, and then village. bbetil is just gonna have to play the black market angle. Chariot race is probably not going to help you much, though it's like maybe the best thing that you're looking at here. There's been no villages. I don't know what the odds of that are, but they're not good. Sacrifice, I think, was the only thing that you could even kind of squint at and call a village. I don't like the gold play. You've got to get a ghost. You have to get a ghost. If you're bbetil. There's also a cute thing. You can activate the market squares and then they're in the discard as ghost targets, and they're like about as good a ghost target as you can hope for here besides just a pool if you buy a pool. You have time to be patient here. At least no. You have to get a ghost there. You're gonna be in trouble anyway, but you can't follow Naesala because Naesala is so far ahead of you and this angle. Counterfeit the gold. You don't want it anyway. Even if you can't buy anything better by counterfeiting it, you should just remove it from the deck because you don't need them. To finish your provinces, you don't need them at all. You could have bought another scheme or a sanctuary or something. I would have for sure counterfeited gold there. You didn't need them in hand, and they weren't. It's not helping you this turn. bbetil was maybe never getting there anyway. I mean, certainly these reveals weren't gonna get you there, even if you have a ghost now. These are the worst black market pulls I've ever seen in my life for the number of times they've played it. This is by far the worst black market I've ever seen. I say that like I have a memory of every black market I've ever seen, but it's terrible. It was actually terrible. All right, well, Naesala broke second streak, goes up 3-1. Match point to Naesala. Tie point even will work at this with this particular lead. Naesala is second player, so can take ties. Aqueduct means ties are not particularly. I would say this is not a particularly tie-ish board. I think you just open page gear. You can get dismantle later. I think herb gather is pretty bad. I think you just go like cauldron smithy in the end. Outpost. You'll want as many smithies and gears as you can handle. Innovation eventually. But anyway, I open page gear here. And we'll see from there. Minstrel, I dislike. In the opening, I mean, I like having minstrels in this deck, but Naesala can't do that because Naesala committed to buying a page and a 3. So I'm gonna assume Naesala clicks on the gear. I guess there's a world where they click something else. Double page. I don't like that very much. Even though I think a second page line is fine, I just think gear is way better for this shuffle. So kind of weird, but I also think gear is way better than smithy at this point in the game, even though smithy's gonna be really good. But bbetil takes smithy. bbetil also hits the outpost draw right off the bat. How many silvers does this gain? Yeah. They don't get to buy. Oh, they do. See, this is rough because these are. Plays both of them just off rip. I'm going to die if somebody buys an estate. I'm going to like actually die. Okay, nobody did it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, no, the minstrel wasn't in hand. I thought the minstrel was in hand. I'm just blind. Okay, I'm crazy. Oh, I hate herb gather. Oh, no. Just buy draw or buy gear, buy minstrel. I don't know. No. You can get plus buy later. I would get plus buy from cauldron, I think. But herb gather, whatever. It's not crazy. I don't like it, though. We got a warrior trash, though. bbetil already has a hero, so it's not fully devastating, though it is an extremely good warrior hit by Naesala. Though Naesala played 2 warriors, so you got to give a little credit for that. It's so many pages. I didn't even know people had that many pages going. That's crazy. A little bit. Cauldron, good. I think I'm getting confused. I think I'm getting confused top versus bottom on the player whose turn it is. I think I'm getting a little... They're going pretty quick. I'm getting a little confused at times. Why do they have 2 heroes? You just don't want 2 heroes here. And it couldn't have been... Not then, anyway. It couldn't have been time for 2 heroes. I just don't understand. Just buy Minstrel. You can buy Smithy, but that's pretty greedy. I would buy Minstrel. The Minstrels are still good even in the champion regime. Like the top deck spine stuff is quite good here. It doesn't like... This is nice. The Minstrels, even though the village part becomes pointless, it's certainly not pointless for this next shuffle even. Yeah, that is greedy, but they did get the draw. That is incredibly greedy in a 22 card deck to add just another Smithy there and hope you find the champion early in the shuffle. That is crazy too. Why would you you have champion and you just do a Smithy that has there's almost no upside from playing Smithy there. I mean, the upside is, I guess, if the champion's not in your next 3 cards, then you speed it up, but oh man, I don't like that. And I dislike the estate too. They're nowhere near a 3 pile. That was such a weird place to activate innovation. I mean, yeah, I did dislike that a lot. What is anybody doing? This one does not have to be played. I mean, there are some things in here that get messy depending on the timing and like the treasure hunters and stuff. But this one does not have to be played this messy. Because you might as well trigger this shuffle. Or why didn't you play the Minstrel first and then do that? If you were just going to stop, you could have at least played the Minstrel. But you should play the Minstrel and just see if you filter into something. Yeah. Now you can't play this Smithy, I don't think. But you can... I don't think that's the right order, but whatever. I think you play Minstrel before the Herb Gatherer there. I'm not 100%. Oh, you still have Warrior? Never mind, it's fine. Okay. I would curse here, actually. I would go double Smithy gear, and then I would change the Warrior to Hero. I actually really, really like double Smithy gear, and I'm gonna feel like physical pain if those aren't the buys. Which isn't maybe fair, but it's how I feel when I watch these games sometimes. I like getting the Smithies, at least get the Smithies. I like that so much that I'll be like depressed if it doesn't happen. I knew that was going to happen. You can do the innovation thing here, but you have to have like what are you innovating? If you buy, at least buy a gear. Okay. But still, no. Ugh. It's just completely... Just buy Smithy or gear. No, it's... Also, if you're Naesala and you play your gear and you have 2 estates in hand, set them aside. Like, get them out of your deck. This one is not good. They're not taking care of draw correctly here at all. They're like actively just like they're like actively messing up draw. Also, you wanted to buy the Smithy first there, so that it would be in the shuffle, or you could set it aside with gear. They asked for an undo. They played it like it was old innovation, but you wanted to buy the Smithy first and then the gear, so that the Smithy would be in the shuffle, or you would be setting it aside with the gear innovation. They played it like you have to do the first one, but innovation now, post errata, you can just do it whenever. This is so sad. This is actually I don't know. I don't know if, I mean, certainly across 2 turns, bbetil has a reasonable shot of emptying the provinces here. I don't know if they'll get there. They don't they don't really have the draw. So it's not that likely. This is not even double on this turn, so it's definitely not happening. But look at, yeah, Naesala, when Naesala played the gear, did they really not have any green cards in hand? I guess not. That's interesting. That's funny. No, whatever. I won't say it anymore, but it's very, 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 it's very bad. I just immediately say it after. That's my classic thing. It was so easy to have clean draw here. Not so easy. Pretty easy. if you just like take the slightest time. And then now they have all these single province turns, and they're just like gross. Why would you set, if you're bbetil, why would you set aside silver and not hero? What is the angle? I'm so confused. I don't know in what situation. Anyway, this is certainly double, right? Yeah, that's already in hand. I don't get it. Maybe there's some situation where it's worse, but what is it? What could it be? No. There were like a couple really nicely played games in there, but that one, not it. But anyway, congratulations to Naesala on advancing to our finals, where we will see them play again. Thank you for watching. And I will catch you all later.